Shalom, family. I'm going to need a moment because this video is taking a while to upload that I'm going to show you. So I just need a few more minutes. So I'm going to play some music and then we'll get started.
Go ahead, yeah. Oh, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You lead beside still waters, calm in my heart. You restore my soul, you make me whole. And in your hands I'll never fall apart. You make me lie down in green pastures, yeah. Peace surrounds me even in disaster. You walk with me through every shadow. No fear, you're here, I know. Psalm 23, in my melody, your love is chasing after me. Goodness and mercy follow me. All my days you'll never leave. Psalm 23, you comfort me, prepare a place, you set me free. My cup overflows eternally. I dwell with you in perfect peace. Though I walk through the valley of death's dark shade, I won't be afraid, 'cause you light my way. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. You fight for me, you set me free. You anoint my hair with oil so sweet. Your presence brings me to my knees. You lead me in paths of righteousness. Your name is holy, I am blessed. Psalm 23, you're my melody. Your love is chasing after me. Goodness and mercy follow me. All my days you'll never leave. Psalm 23, you comfort me, prepare a place, you set me free. My cup overflows eternally. I dwell with you in perfect peace. Forever I'm yours and you are mine. No greater love, no higher light. From this day to eternity, I'll trust in you completely. Psalm 23, you're my melody. Your love is chasing after me. Goodness and mercy follow me. All my days you'll never shepherd, you'll never. Psalm 23, you comfort me, prepare a place, you set me free. My cup overflows eternally. I dwell with you in perfect peace.
Okay, I finally got it to upload, so I'm ready. So, y'all, I was not going to do this one. I'm going to be real with you. I was not going to touch the Tyler thing. The only reason why I'm going to it now is because when I start looking on different platforms, we were the ones being blamed. They said our community did not support Tyler. So it was a lot of Africans mainly writing that Black Americans did not support Tyler. And when I woke up this morning, now they're on Black women did not support Tyler. So I said, okay, now that I've seen that, I'm going to address this. So, yes, I'm going to go there. So, first of all, Tyla did not present herself in the best way. Let's be real. When all that colored stuff came out and people were addressing it, girlfriends started doubling down on it. So, how much does she really care about her fan base in America? And whoever her publicist is, they're not good. They should have been able to handle this particular situation. And they did a poor job in doing that. Number two, she has an Instagram and she's out on social media. She's on other platforms too. She didn't even promote her album. If you go and look through her Instagram, she didn't really heavily promote her new upcoming album. You know how artists are. They'll tell you in a heartbeat, oh, yeah, my album's about to be released in a month, or so and so's album is coming out in a month. If you don't promote your album and your record label don't promote your album, how is anybody going to know about your album? Okay? And she didn't even promote her own stuff, her own work. What do you expect everybody else to do? You're not even paying attention to it. She did not have hardly anything out there saying, hey, y'all, I'm getting ready to put out a new release. Nothing. So I don't know. Maybe she thought other people were going to do this for her. I don't know. But that right there tells me she's not too bright if you're not going to promote your own work. And there's a lot of factors that play into this that I just want to talk about briefly here. The colored thing and her interview on The Breakfast Club really was, to me, that really left a scar on her. She had an opportunity at that moment to explain, you know what, we have a different kind of caste system in South Africa that's different from what you have here in America. But instead of doing that, she did a very poor job. And whoever was with her manager or publicist, whoever was with her, they were no help to her whatsoever. And when somebody asks you, what do you consider yourself? There should be no pause at all. You should be able to say who and what you are. This girl had a long pause and it didn't make sense. You're as melanated as hell. And you have to pause when somebody asks you that question. That just looked bad. And I think her Breakfast Club interview was poor. She did very poor in that interview. And, some people thought she had an attitude problem and she came off arrogant. Number two, I think whenever you come across the ocean into another market, you need to learn about the culture there. You need to learn because you know what? You know who her biggest buyers were? Our community. Our community was the biggest one purchasing her music. And see, you don't wanna piss us off, okay? You wanna piss us off? You gonna end up like Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes, you gonna end up like them. We are not the ones you want to piss off. And there are a lot of people in our community that could not get past the colored thing. And a lot of them did not like the way she presented herself. That could have easily have been cleaned up if she had really good people supporting her. And it doesn't help that her fan base, they are awful. So she got a big African fan base. And you see the friction that's going on in the US between the Africans and us. All right. And that's not helping the situation at all. And it's her fan base that's blaming Black Americans and Black women. Okay. So it's the Africans doing this online, saying we did not support her. But let me tell y'all something. We don't have to support Tyla. We support the artists that we like. And if we're not feeling you, we don't have to like you and we don't have to support you. And sometimes y'all come off, especially you Africans, you come off like we are obligated to do these things. No, we're not. Let me also tell you another thing. We, when it comes down to talent, we have wealth when it comes down to talent in our community. Let me say that to you again. We have wealth when it comes down to talent in our community. We have so much talent in our community, we don't have to cross the ocean for no damn reason for any talent. And that is the truth. We got so much talent in our community. That's why I said we are wealthy when it comes down to talent. We don't have to go anywhere across this earth to look for any other talent because we got so much among ourselves. So, what I'm telling you is America never needed Tyla. We never needed her. All right. We got artists that have been in the game and they are doing way better than Tyla. So, so stop acting like this woman is like our holy grail over here. She was never that. Maybe she is over there on the continent of Africa. Perhaps she is there, but over here, not so much. So you can't come off rude to your audience and expect them to support you. You can't come over in a land and already hate the people before you even got to know them and expect their support. And y'all still don't get it. Y'all still don't get it. And there is something weird. I don't know, y'all. We've been getting racism from white people so much. It's already a given when we're dealing with them. And it's no shock value in their racism. We've been seeing it for so long, you're not even surprised by it. But when you get it from somebody that's melanated like you, it's weird. It's weird. And on top of it being weird, y'all don't even come from countries that are doing well. But you cross the ocean and then you try to get in front of us and act like you came from the greatest country on the planet. And some of your countries don't look like they progressed in centuries. And then you come and tell us how smart you are. I would figure that smart people would have a very advanced country. You claim to be smart, but your countries are not advanced. None of your countries are advanced. So, how smart are you really? How smart are you really? If you so smart and so educated, but none of those countries are advanced. None of them over there. To me, the continent is like it's wealthy. You got all the, resources, but as far as the people are concerned, what's wrong with y'all? Why do your countries look so dusty? And why do you come over here for your education and you go back home and your country still look dusty? So how smart are you really? In your countries, none of them are advanced. None of them. There is no country over there that is highly advanced. None. That's why so many of you leave out of there. You leave out of there because not only are your countries not advanced, there are no opportunities that are really good. You're not going to make the money you want to make over there. And that's why many of you come over here because you know you could be in those same professions and make more money. And you know it. But and we should all be questioning that when they sit around proclaiming they are so much more educated and everything. Then why do your countries look the way that they do? Some of those countries look so awful. A pile of rubble would look better than those countries over there. An advanced people, but your country still looks dusty. It doesn't make any sense. Don't make no sense whatsoever. See, let me tell you something, Africa and Tyla. Once you lose us as your audience, it is over. It is over. She won't have a career here. She may have to go to other parts of the world to be promoted, but here she will not have a career at all. She won't have one. And my question is, all of you Africans in this country, in fact, the woman that declared war on us claimed there were more Africans in the US than there were Black Americans. This is what she claimed. All right. So if that is the case, then y'all should have overwhelmingly been out there purchasing Tyla's album. How come y'all did not support her? The ones that are sitting here in the US, she sold 3,700 copies, and that's it. When her album first came out, that's all she sold. So, all of you Africans sitting in the US, how come you didn't run out and overwhelmingly buy her new album? So, you know what that means? 3,700 copies sold, right? So, that means y'all didn't even support her. So, I don't know what you pointing at us for. Why are you pointing at us? If she only sold 3,700 copies in the US, that means Africans in this country did not support her either. Y'all didn't support her. So you're trying to point the finger at us. Remember, when you point the finger at somebody else, three are pointing right back at your ass. So, y'all, I am going to show you the video. So, no, y'all are not going to talk about how we didn't support it. And you are sitting your asses up in the US and y'all did not support it either. You didn't support her. And she's from your continent and you did not support her. The ones living here in the US, you didn't support her. So, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen so I can show you these videos. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
So maybe now Tyla will understand what we meant when we called her black, because what's going on is very much so a black problem. And no one is erasing her identity as a colored person. We understand she's South African, that's fine. But when it comes to this American market, baby, that's a black girl. And the only people who can even understand what she's experiencing right now in the industry are the black girls. Ari Lennox, Tinashe, Chloe, Normani. You can even say Justine Skye. The list goes on and on. I saw the writing on the wall when Tyla was doing her own hair in Barbados talking about budget issues. What do you mean budget issues? You just got a Grammy. You have the highest award in all of music. What happened to water? They cut the water off. And that right there is a classic industry tactic that they do with the black girls. They'll let you swim that first lap around the pool in a life vest, but that second lap, no life vest, and they'll tell you they taught you how to swim. No, you carried them around the pool. They don't know how to swim. The sophomore slump is almost like orchestrated via budget every time. And the most sick part about this is her EP is fire. And I think the song with Wizkid is going to save it because that's going to go crazy as a single. But is it wrong? Push to start? Even me saying, yo, this girl and this attitude, like, trust me. But her music kind of cleaned it up for me. No shade, I have an ear. It's my business. But I'm black. So I have the taste for amapiano, for reggae, for international music, for Afro beats. It will always speak to me. The average white consumer, if it's not on TikTok the way that they made sure water was, they don't know what's going on here. And so what would possess you to scorn the exact same people that you know what it is? I know what it is. Tyla listened to them people behind her and not the people in front of her, us. And so even though she probably will not learn this lesson, what you're learning right now is very much a black lesson in this market. This is how they are orchestrated to treat you. And if you understood what being black is here, you wouldn't have pushed back. You would have learned from us. But now you can learn from you because you're sitting here with a fire project that ain't nobody heard. 3,000 copies? 3,000? Ugh.
All right, because I'm seeing a lot of discourse about Tyler flopping in the US, and I feel like y'all are partly right. Like, yes, it possibly could be because the whole color thing. But let's talk from a music business industry side. Baby, I looked on her Instagram, I looked on her TikTok. I didn't even know she dropped last month. Let's just keep it real. There was no promotion. And the problem with a lot of these new artists is the minute that they win and they have some type of like status, they don't understand that in order to have like a huge fan base, you gotta open your fucking mouth and talk. I went a month back. She barely was promoting her shit. She barely took her phone out and talked like this. Nicki Minaj don't got a Grammy, but she has a fan base. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? We care about the music and we care about authenticity right now. If we don't feel connected to you, it's gonna be hard for us to come out and support you. And some of her songs kind of sound the same. Like let's change it up a little bit, you know? So everyone thinks like it's so fucking easy to be an artist. It's actually not. It's actually a lot of work. And it's not just the PR team, it's not just the management team, the marketing. It's on her as well as an artist to be able to put herself out there. Point blank period. Yeah.
If Tyler's career is successful or fail, it's going to always pinpoint to two things that happened. Number one was clearly the Breakfast Club interview. I think that her team handled that poorly. I think they didn't prepare her for the Breakfast Club. They probably didn't even do that much research on the Breakfast Club and how Charlemagne operates. You knew that question was coming. So there's that. And then number two was something that probably she couldn't control. I don't know. Some people said she was injured or something in between that time, was the Chris Brown not being able to tour with Chris Brown, right? Because at least if you're going to be a part of some drama, get up there and dance with Chris Brown. That shit is going to go away so fast. Just being honest, it's gonna go away so fast. I don't really care. It's an EP, so I don't really give a fuck. This is no Tyla slander or anything like that, because I think that she's really talented, right? But when it comes to like the colored conversation, right? Like, I don't really too much. I'm not upset that they say colored in South Africa, because they have a different history with the word colored, right? It's just like in my Joey Swoll video. Joey Swoll is American. He's from America. He should know the American history of the word colored. There are people who should know the history of the word colored here in America. And it's just like, if I go to another country, let's say I go to France or something like that, and I don't know, carrot or something like that is a slur in France, and it's not in America. It's just the vegetable, right? Would I not know that going over to France? And even if I did know that, even if I found that out later on, like, oh, that's an offensive word. My job isn't to double down on that. My job is to learn the history of that word and learn how it affects others around me, right? Because again, I know people like to think that America feels centralized and stuff like that, but we're really talking about Black people at this point, right? And I feel like if it was any other race, or any other culture, she probably would have been canceled immediately, right? Like, I'm just being honest with you. But because it's Black people and it's Black Americans, it's like, oh, no, you don't have to have that conversation with us. It's like, so that was the issue. And that's how I seen the issue. So
we tried to help Tyler, but her team thought she was bigger than the program. Her team did not understand African American influence in the U.S. Ain't nothing cool till we say it's cool. We got on social media, gave our feedback. I made a video months and months ago. Got on here giving feedback about how we feel and what's going on. Had they just took that into consideration and started changing stuff, but they wanted to appease certain people. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all wanted to appease certain people. Little did you know, it's us. Because these labels don't care about nothing until we say it's cool. They looked at the feedback they seen online and was like, yeah, no. Because we don't have an audience for you. The audience we would aim for, they mad at you. And here you are thinking it's funny talking about this uppity African stuff. When we're just trying to let you know that what you're doing and how you're moving, it does not how it work over here. Now you got them 4,000 album sales. Then y'all thought because she got a Grammy that she was winning. No. Don't nobody care about the Grammys over here. Like, Grammys don't equivalent to money over here. The Grammys don't equivalent to success. Yeah, we want to see our favorite artists get a Grammy, but just because you get that Grammy don't mean you got it the right way, don't mean it was fair. I mean, just look how they did Beyonce. Then she got on the Breakfast Club, one of the number one African-American media outlets, and acted like that. Just go watch it. Just go watch the interview. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Then she made the whole uppity African thing a joke. It's not a joke. That was actually feedback, and you made it a joke, and that's what really made a lot of people turn away from her. Beautiful girl, beautiful gowns, but the problem is that y'all thought that was enough, and it's not enough. And it's very clear that Americans, we love Afrobeat. We do. We've always embraced other cultures, but they also knew how to come over here and act. That's how you're supposed to do. If you want a fan base, you do have to appease to that fan base, and vice versa. If an American artist was to want a bigger following in Africa, more than likely they're gonna have to make or create some songs that appeases to that part of the world. It is marketing. It is all marketing. But you cannot get over here and be doing all that shit. It's like coming in somebody's house, just acting a damn fool, not knowing how to take your shoes off and all that. You cannot, bro, I have talked about this in the past till my face was down there blue. Okay. I don't understand how people don't comprehend the problem with Tyla. I don't get it.
As a Nigerian American, I actually have thoughts on this Tyla thing. First is first, let me preface by saying I love Black culture. But I fear sometimes Black Americans get lost in the fact that because Black culture is so huge and it's such a big thing, like in America, right? Because in America, if you're Black, you could be African, you could be Caribbean, you could be, you could be a bunch of things, right? And then that itself has its own culture. Then there's Black Southern people, and then there's Black, so Black culture is already a big thing in America. I think it's hard sometimes for Black Americans to digest that Black culture is not a culture in other places that is not America. And that's simply because the places, i.e., Africa, are full of Black people. Right, there's no in Nigeria. There's no such thing as Black culture, right? There's Yoruba culture, there's Edo culture, there's the tribes have their own culture, but you get what I'm saying? That, and I feel like another thing Black Americans sometimes have a hard time digesting is that Black Africans don't experience race in the same way we do here. And a lot of the times when Africans come to America, it takes a lot more than a few people bullying you online to understand like the assimilation that you have to make and to understand how racial dynamics actually play out in this country. Right? There's not racism in Nigeria. And I'm not gonna lie, when I'm thinking about it, like if I asked people, like the people in the village, like where they from or what's their ethnicity, like they're not going to say Black, they're going to say their tribe, and then they're going to say Nigerian. Like it's not a thing to be Black there. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not familiar with South African culture, so I don't know exactly how it is, but I'm sure how she explained it was exactly what it is. In South Africa, they would call it colored. That is her identity there. Now, I think the main issue here is that it feels like people are asking her to adopt the Black identity or whatever in order to like push her music. I will say that when you are in America and you're being asked about it, you don't necessarily have to claim being Black. But I do think that when people don't know how it is there as the same way you don't know how it is here, it's important to like have more conversation about it and like explain this more. So I can see how people are thrown off by how she went about it on the Breakfast Club interview. But at the same time, I really want us to understand that like two things can be true at the same time, right? Like Tyla can respect American culture and Black American culture as she is trying to reach their fan base, but she also does not have to claim that culture because she's not American, right? So she, you know, now her fans are a whole different story, right? Her fans were being xenophobic and, and saying a bunch of stuff and saying, oh, we don't need it, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. And I guess like that's understandable. Like there's some celebrities I just don't like because I think that they don't control their fans enough and it throws me off. Um, so I get it, but would y'all hate me if I said she only flopped in America? Like, and I'm not even a Tyler fan. I didn't even listen to the album. I also didn't know that there was an album, but I think also we forget like just because somebody sold 3,000 units or whatever in America or they're not blowing up in America, that doesn't mean that they're not a big star elsewhere. Like she just had a song with Wizkid. If you're Nigerian or you know Wizkid, you know not anybody is just getting a feature with Wizkid, right? So she's still leveling up. Like she's not. I saw someone comparing her to Daniel Caesar. It was never giving Daniel Caesar.
With everything going on with Tyler, I I feel like her team need to do a lot to salvage her image because that one interview she did where she said she's not black, she's colored, has done a lot of damage to her reputation. And I understand that we Africans do not understand the concept of race here in America the way the Black Americans actually do. But when you're a global artist, you have to do the work. You have to listen and learn from your target audience. And his and her target audience were actually Black Americans, the people who film, who stream her songs, who, she should have the Water album when it went viral. It was Black Americans that actually made it big here. So I feel bad for her, with all the dragons she's getting. But one thing we have to take from this is when you go to Rome, not necessarily act like the Romans, but try to learn from them. Like, study the people. You don't just bring, oh, in South Africa, I'm not regarded as black. I am colored. I'm called. That's South Africa. In America, even there's a one. What? How do they say it? One drop rule or something, like, even if your great great grandfather is black, you're black. Like, even if it's just one person in your lineage that is black, you're considered black here. In America, it's different because, let's say, for instance, in Nigeria, if you are if you are mixed in Nigeria, we consider you more white than African. That's the crazy thing for me when I came here, and I would see people that we Nigerians would have called a white person Oyimbo. We would have called you an Oyimbo, but here they will call them a black person. So even I struggled with the concept of blackness in America. How much more you, Tyler, who is a global artist? Please take a leaf or two from your mistakes. Be humble, learn from the people, apologize to your people, to your target audience, and she's amazing. She's talented. I love Tyler. Tyler is so beautiful. She's literally perfect in my eyes. But I just feel sad that whatever is going on here right now, her team need to fix it. No one is bigger than the program. When you move to a particular place, study them, study how everything works, and you know, get with the program. That's pretty much it.
So Tyla's album dropped. I didn't even know her album dropped. For the first week, the sales were 3.5K in America, and that is considered a flop. Um, Her fans are blaming the Black Americans. I'm confused because it's like, how is it our fault? She flopped. Like, why are you blaming us? Like, there isn't other people who listen to her too. Like, what? Like, honestly, I like some of Tyla's music, but I also feel like there's a disconnect between her and the Black fans in the US. Like, I don't know where the disconnect is, but it's definitely there. Like, first of all, she came out last year, right? She came out of nowhere. I'm not even gonna lie, she came out of nowhere to me. Her song Water came out, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a bop. And she put out other songs after that. Uh, she's very pretty. She could sing, she could dance, but it's just something about her that is just, I don't want to say off. It's just a disconnect between her and the American fans out here. It's like we know her, but it's like we don't know her at the same time. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know how to quite explain it in detail right now at this moment. And another thing that most likely put a taste in most Black Americans' mouths with Tyla is when she said she wasn't Black. She said she wasn't Black. She said she was colored. And we like, but most of your music and everything, like, they're trying to push it on us. They're trying to force it on us. So it's just like, it's definitely a disconnect there.
Tyla ended her own career single-handedly. When you decided to go against Black women and not apologize, oh, you're not going to apologize to us? And you want to come blow up on our land? You want to come make it in America? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. South Africans think they running shit, but we had to show them 3,000 sales. Superstar where, bitch? Ain't no superstar, and you not coming back. Because once you step on that side of the fence with us, you ain't gonna make it. So y'all might as well go ahead and close the casket on Tyla's career. We already had a fucking Christina Milian. That's who she looks like. It's nothing outlandish with her. It's nothing superb. It's fucking Christina Milian dressed in the fucking early 2000s. Same way she dressed. Look at this shit she got on, y'all. But you done with us, bitch.
Everybody had the opportunity to buy the album or the EP or whatever the fuck it was. Why the fuck are only Black women and Black people being blamed for it? Why didn't her people buy the album? Is there someone missing? Like, is the stats different in different places? Did they sell her out over in her shit? Or I just want to know.
Tyler new album flopped. And I like Tyler personally. I think what Tyler doesn't understand is America is a very diverse country. Like, we have people from all kinds of countries and nationalities. So we've seen your type. When you said you are colored and you're not black, we know you were trying to say that you're closer to white than you are to black and that you are better than us. When we tried to say that we won, you were like, no, I'm not like you people. We smell your bullshit from a mile away. So when your album flopped in America, why you think that was? What Americans don't know you. They don't listen to your music. It's us. We invited you to the barbecue, to the cookout, and you said, fuck you all. I'm not coming because I'm not like y'all.
Tyla's album didn't flop because of Black Americans. Tyla's album is flopping because her fans. Her fans essentially set her up for failure by being xenophobic, especially towards Black Americans, and claiming that we lack culture. After her using the term color to describe herself, a term that is frequently used for her specific ethnic group within South Africa, but is derogatory and roots from racism and slavery in America. Black Americans have single-handedly been the backbone for American music throughout Hollywood and mainstream media for ever, essentially. And a lot of genres of music are rooted in Black American culture. So as a foreigner, to not educate yourself on how certain terms that may be familiar to you are not appropriate to use when you are going to another country and when you are trying to assimilate into a new culture is really just a failure on her PR and her management's part. However, to play devil's advocate, Black Americans have also made it a point to separate themselves from Africans. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because we are very different culturally, as is every single different country in Africa. But we have made it a point to specifically separate ourselves, and not necessarily even in the best ways. A lot of times it has been very derogatory. I remember growing up, I used to hear the term African booty scratcher used to refer to Africans as primitive or less than and lacking. And it essentially was a slur to separate us from them. So, with African music becoming more popular within mainstream American music, instead of bridging the gap, it has only increased that gap. With Africans not wanting to be grouped together with Black Americans and vice versa, and celebrating those downfalls and differences, instead of using our similarities to be grouped together, because that's what we'll all be seen as.
Not strong enough. Use this.
Some took the moment.
Was that not shady what she just did? Because to me, that's disrespectful. If you want to be respected, you gotta respect us too, because that was shady right there.
The fact that y'all getting y'all funky asses up on the internet and blaming Black Americans for Tyler South American ass flopping is above me now. Diabolical. When she got up there and thought that Halle Bailey, the Little Mermaid, was going to hold her award because I'm just a gal. Oh my God, it's so big, it's so heavy. She kept highbrow thinking that she was better than everybody. Then she called herself colored. We get it. Y'all call yourselves colored because y'all better than the Black folk in South America. Where the hell South Africa? But y'all not quite white, so y'all call yourselves colored. So y'all have this caste system, which makes y'all think that y'all better when y'all are mixed. I get it. Colorism exists all over the world, but coming to America, colorism is still here too, but it's not as prevalent in 2025. And if you don't have a personality, then your light skin is not going to make you stick. Look at Danny Lay. Yellow ponies, what he like? Don't nobody give a damn about that girl no more. She's off the map. We don't know where the fuck she's at. The last time I saw her, she was doing a Christmas movie for Lifetime. Ain't put out a record since, because we will cancel you. Y'all keep thinking that we ain't new to this. We are true to this, okay? We boycott people, we cancel you. If we don't make it pop, if we don't say it's cool, then it's not gonna go. Mind your manners, stay in your lane. Stop trying to play with Black Americans, because then you will only sell 3,000 copies of your album. Baby, I get more viewers than that on my live stream, and I only got 44,000 subscribers. We's getting way more than that, okay? It ain't our fault. She doesn't have a likable personality. She could have literally used the color thing as a teachable moment to say, oh, that's just what we call it, but I understand, how it can have a negative connotation here in the Black community in the States. South Americans said, we don't need you, oh, Tyler got it. Yeah, and y'all only 3,000 y'all showed up for her. I would hate for y'all to be my support system. That's fucked up. How many of y'all is in South Africa?
millions, right? And only 3,000. That's why everybody always trying to break in America, because they know that we are the biggest consumers. We consume art, we make things cool, we make shit go. She might be selling overseas, but everybody wants a Grammy. I don't even know what the award shows are overseas, but everybody knows what the Grammy Awards are. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Make me water.
Well, I guess her song Water is all dried up, right? So, anyway, that is some of the videos that I got from TikTok. And, of course, there's more. But really, the consensus with most of the people here in America, they're not feeling her. That's why the support is just not there. Yeah, I heard they were looking at her as another Aaliyah or even another Rihanna. And no, she could never be either. She could never be either. Number one, Aaliyah was a much better dancer than Tyla. She don't have those moves like Aaliyah did. Aaliyah could dance her ass off. Tyla, nah, she don't move like Aaliyah. And Aaliyah was appealing to the community, and she'd been in the game for a long time. She was in there when she was a child. So no, she can't be an Aaliyah. She can't be a Rihanna. No, no. She's definitely not on that level. Can she get there? Perhaps if she works hard enough, but she's not on that level. And she did not come into the US on that level either. So, y'all, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and be on the lookout for my upcoming videos and live streams. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Let me thank again Monica Gregory. Thank you for the super sticker, and also Cap. Good to see you. Thank you for the super sticker. And on that note, y'all, shalom, family.